and living paycheck to paycheck and being comfortable in that.
Mm-hmm.
Because you find that most people are, once they get a job, you leave school, you get a job, you become comfortable. Because maybe initially you are not seeing, maybe let's say they're 100,000, maybe you are just having 10,000, 20,000,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden the end month is here, you have 100,000. Now you start feeling that this is a lot of money, and now you become comfortable in that state of having the job without thinking about something else.
Yeah.
So I think that is a money trap that people need to really come out of. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Balance It podcast. Balance It is a platform that empowers young men and women to live a purposeful life.
We delve into conversations relating to purpose-driven living, wellness, entrepreneurship, investments, and abroad experiences. I'm Gertrude Nasike.
And I am Eda Onyoni.
And in today's conversation, we are looking things about money again. Like money. You know, when you talk about money, it's like you're just manifesting it.
Amen to that.
And today we are looking at the things we wish we knew about money a bit earlier.
Yes.
Yeah, because right now we are older.
Yes, please.
We are older, so we are going to talk about the things we wish we knew about money. So just to start us off, what valuable lesson have you learned over the years about money that you wish you knew earlier?
Money follows a good financial manager. Money is always busy finding things to do. So if you're not a good financial manager, that money will find something to put itself into.
True.
So it's me to actually put that money into somewhere. And that means that I have to be the financial manager of my money. And I think it's something that I learned. Initially I had the knowledge, but I was not really practicing very much because I really didn't know the importance or the value of money. But now later on I was like, I have to be very solid and intentional on what I am really spending my money on, and that means being a really good financial manager.
Wow.
So, yeah.
It just reminds me, this week I had someone saying, and also money doesn't like noise.
Oops.
Money doesn't like noise. So I think in relation with being a good financial manager, it makes a lot of sense. For me, I would say what I've really learned in the past that I wish I knew earlier is the power of networking in ensuring financial stability. Just understanding or talking to people who understand money, because you know we've been brought up in different backgrounds. Conversation around money and about money is very different for different backgrounds.
Yes.
So you would find networking and finding people who understand money also differently can help you like be open and also just unlock possible areas of ensuring financial stability. So that's something that I wish I knew earlier, but thank God it's never too late to do things, because I see the power of networking with people who understand money habits and understand things related to money, how it has affected my financial and just my personal finance generally and attitudes.
I totally agree. And always it's always a learning experience, even as we continue meeting different people.
Yes.
I totally agree with that. So what do you think is a common money trap that you find that most professionals have put themselves into?
I would say just saving without having a goal in mind, and also not knowing the better areas where you can save your money and just focusing still on the previous ways of saving in the bank. And I see some people nowadays even still saving their money under under the pillow, or like it might work for you maybe, but I think it's a trap. Just you having the money that you just want to see, this is my money, like you just want to see the figures there, is a very risky thing, because it's not your money is not being protected from inflation. And yes, you might have 100,000 today, but in the next year, it's not going to be of the same value as you put it. You'll still have it, but it's going to be much worthless. Not worthless. It's going to be worth lesser, than when you put it. So I think that is a very common trap that most young professionals fall into, and people thinking that you can save your way to financial independence. It is not possible. You can save your way and invest in other things so as to gain financial independence, but you cannot just be saving and be hopeful that at the end of 50 years you're not going to be financially independent simply because you've been saving. And another thing I would like to say is saving too much to the point that you're depriving yourself a comfortable lifestyle just because you want to save. This is going to affect also just your general well-being. We're not saying you be a spendthrift or something, but live a comfortable lifestyle, because it helps you to really push forward and try to get more money.
And I think it's a way of manifesting as well. If you start living the life that you want to see yourself into, it's like a way of manifesting. And slowly your mind gets in tune with that lifestyle, and you find ways on how to actually activate that same lifestyle in your life. For me, I would say the living paycheck to paycheck, because you find that, and living paycheck to paycheck and being comfortable in that, because you find that most people are, once they get a job, you leave school, you get a job, you become comfortable, because maybe initially you are not seeing, maybe let's say they're 100,000, maybe you are just having 10,000, 20,000, and all of a sudden the end month is here, you have 100,000. Now you start feeling that this is a lot of money, and now you become comfortable in that state of having the job without thinking about something else. So I think that is a money trap that people need to really come out of, because like in COVID, those were like unforeseeable things, and we saw that most people lost their jobs. Many people lost their jobs, and those were things that really you couldn't tell that you are going to lose your job tomorrow. And even didn't have like a 1 year plan to start saving up before you now lose your job. It was like today you come into the office, the next week you are out of that place. And so I think that is something that we need to, like, it's a trap that some people have, but I'm glad that these days, because of the digital and the social media, we are seeing that most people are coming out of that, because it's a conversation that has been told so many times, and people are giving us, maybe on social media, on that, or on platforms like Balance It Podcast, you find better ways on actually investing your money. So that being comfortable is a trap that most people have really put themselves in. And also the conversation of, I am 40 years old, I am 35 years old, or I am 30 years old, and now I cannot change how I was doing things. That habit of not willing to actually learn something new is something else that people say that is a trap that we are also putting ourselves in. Because you can start at whatever age and you actually grow. We have seen KFC, the founder of KFC started at, I don't know at what age, and KFC is KFC because of that old man who started it at that specific age. So you can start today at your age and still be able to actually be able to succeed. The goal is just to start and be able to sustain that as well.
Wow, that is really well put, actually. And how do you think financial priorities change as someone advances in career?
Hmm. I think we are yeah. I think definitely priorities have to change as we advance.
Yeah.
If we are being truthful to ourselves, because if you just started work from straight from campus, you are earning, let's say, 100,000, and then after you stay sometime in that organization, you get promotion, and now you get maybe, let's say, 200,000, and or maybe now you decide to move to another different company, and that different company gives you another different better offer. So in the entry level, in the mid level position, in the management level position, definitely we have to reevaluate our priorities. Your priorities as somebody who has just left campus could be maybe have fun, enjoy your life, travel,
Yeah.
maybe by the time you're getting to mid-level, now you have grown older, maybe you have a family, or you're just starting your family. Maybe by the time you're in the management level, your kids are old enough, they're going to school, so you have to pay things like school fees. So I think just being able to know that this is a different season that I have gotten into, and reevaluating the priorities in that specific season would help us to manage our finances properly.
I wouldn't agree. Yes. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like rent. You have
Yeah,
to
it's
pay
like
rent every
you have double rent. But
month.
anyway, I think for some people you'd find by the time now the kids start going to school, they've now moved into their own homes or something. So you find the only amount leaving most of the time that would have probably been like the rent is now that school fees. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
anyway, I feel like everyone has different ways in which life happens, and progress is different for different people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what do you think is the role of financial education in all these conversations?
I think that financial education helps us to, first of all, understand money. Especially in Africa, I think conversations about money are not that open. Like, rarely would you just find maybe you guys being sat down by maybe your parents, or even leave alone parents teach us differently. They teach us maybe saving depending on the kind of background you've come from. Even just in school, we are not taught about money. We are not even like talking about money is something different, and it's also got to a point where even money was sometimes being demonized. It's like if you have money, you're probably not getting it from
Where are you
somewhere,
getting your
right?
money?
So changing that mindset, you would find the aspects of financial education coming in really handy to change such like mindsets. Because when you're trying to learn about money, you're trying to learn about the different ways of building wealth. You just get to understand that money is not for specific people. Money is actually available to everyone. It's just a choice that you make, and your discipline and intentionality and how you go about it. And you would realize that there are so many self-made billionaires. Like, these are people who have not inherited any kind of money or any kind of wealth from their generations, and they've just made themselves wealthy, and simply because of just trying to be financially literate. Because I remember there was this guy, he's actually Pastor Todd. I was listening to one of his interviews, and he was saying there was a time he just took a conscious decision and became intentional and wanted to really learn about money, because he was coming from a point of really struggling financially and the likes and the likes. But he now he became a friend. I think networked with one of the, I think, CEOs of a particular big bank in the US, and this CEO was sort of a mentor to him, and they would have conversations, and he was also taking initiative to read about money. And just from that constant learning and unlearning things he had known about money and finances, he got to really change his financial lifestyle completely. And I feel like most people overlook financial literacy and financial education because we just want to be comfortable. And there's this really bad phrase that I don't like, especially back in Africa, where people say that those who have it.
No.
There's no one who had it. Even these ones who you're saying they have it, if you really look at their background, they also came from nothing, literally.
Yeah.
So if they were having that kind of mindset, then they wouldn't have made it to any point. And even if you're saying that those who have it, and right now you're doing better, then it means that you're trying to do better, but you don't even believe that you're worthy of that money that you're getting, which really beats logic. Why are you even getting the money if you don't believe that money is worth coming to you, you know? So I think financial education really plays a huge role in changing our mindsets. And when we change our mindsets, that's when we can start building wealth.
Joshua Selman once said that you might meet one person and that person will change your entire life. And I think that is the same thing that happened to my thought, because you might find sometimes you just don't even need 1,000 people to talk to. You just need one person. I just need Gertrude to tell me one thing, and if I follow that one thing, it might be able to help me. So also financial education, we can also look at it from a point of just the people who are around us, what they are doing and what is working for them. Because you find that sometimes the people who are around you, maybe they are doing well, and you really don't want to learn from them, because sometimes you find that people are actually, you start being jealous instead of actually learning from the people who are around. Exactly. But now that pride is not going to take you anywhere. It's just going to leave you at the same place that you are at, or even go lower than wherever you are at. Because definitely pride and the envy is not to be talked about in the same positive mindset sphere. So I think just learning from also the people around us, and just being okay to just listen to all this education that we have.
And so if you were to give one piece of financial advice, it can be one, it can be many, to your younger self, what would that be?
I think I would tell her to move with speed and direction, because I think over time, now for me, to that younger Edda, it was, you're moving, but really you're not moving with speed, because you don't understand the impact of this thing. So I think I would tell her move with speed, because when you're talking about, I would tell her the accuracy bit of it, but I can see that she was accurate in whatever that she was doing, but the speed is what is needed. And so not because not really crawling, but running, because she's on the right path. And some people, you would find that they're actually not on the right path, but they're moving with speed. So if you move with speed, you find that you get to learn faster and pass that bridge faster and stand up and start something else. But for me, it's like move with speed despite whatever that you're doing. So yeah, I think for me, and that is something that else I would advise people just out there, just to start whatever that you are doing. Just start and see where it's taking you. Might be moving in the right direction, and the faster you move in that right direction, the faster the money will start coming back to you, and we can be able to make bigger impact with whatever that we are getting from.
Wow, I like that. I think for me, I would tell her, don't be afraid. Like, people are just normal. People who have already made it are actually normal people who started from somewhere. So don't be afraid to network and try to learn from people who are doing better than you, especially in areas that you want, if it's financial areas, and be open-minded just to try and take up opportunities that you see are available, and don't be afraid of risk. You must take risk. You must take risks for you to get, like, to build yourself financially. So that's what I would say.
Wow. I love that. And maybe what is one financial myth you think that people have really gotten into, but you discovered later it was actually just a myth?
I don't know if it's okay to say it's a myth or it's just that people are overly popularizing it, but just saving without a goal in mind. I would just take an example of what I said. It got to a point, maybe I saved, and then I was wondering now, okay, you have this money, and the only investment option you have in mind is buy a plot or buy something else, and you're like, this money does not does not fit buying that plot at this moment. So you find that you have money. The way you're saying, when money is there, it's going to look for work. So you have money, but you don't have a goal. So you end up spending in things that are actually not even worth spending that hard and saved money. So I think the myth is just that you should be saving, even if you don't know what you're going to do. I think we should take an intentional we should make it intentional for us to really try and understand where do we want to be financially, so that even if you're saving, this money does not become idle, because idle money will always find work, and the work it might get itself might lead to you losing that money. So I think I would just say saving without having a goal in mind. Yeah.
For me, I think it would be move with the trend. And why I say that is because sometimes the trend might work for somebody else, but might not work for me. And I'm not saying that, and I'm using the word trend with a purpose, because a trend is just a trend. It might be a trend today and tomorrow it's a different thing.
True.
So for me, it's like move with um, cautiousness. I would say that move with cautiousness and not moving with the trend. And also because now once you know your goal, it's, if you start moving with the trend, with how things are just moving, you might find yourself getting into a different trend, which means that you're digressing from your main goal. So yeah, avoid moving that with the trend, but move with consciousness, with the goal in mind, and now having the consciousness that I am deciding to move on this financial path because this is where I want to head to, and not just because everyone is just jumping on the bandwagon.
Wow. That's a very good way to end the show. And you have something for us?
Definitely. Here we are talking about finances, and we have to continue preaching water. We are preaching
water and drinking water.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you so much. So with me here, last year we have our new merchandise. This is our jungle green t-shirts. So you can check all the details on the description box below. We have our website, and also we'll put our email address where you can be able to order the same from. So reach out to us. This is our jungle green one. We have black, we have blue, we have white, and red as well. And aside from the t-shirts, we have something beautiful as well. We have the fitness planner coming up. We have a game that we have as well that is coming up. We have so many things. We have the gratitude jar. We have the prayer jar and reflection jar. So so many things are up for you, for you. And so definitely check out all the description in the description box, all the details in the description box, and share with your family and friends, because we have to continue not just living from paycheck to paycheck, but being able to sustain our lives even from our generation and also to the future generations.
Yes. And until next time.
Bye bye.